guys. Let's talk about effective inviting. So we're all here. We're all, in this business, on this team. So I know a little bit about your personalities, and I know that you naturally want to help other people. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this coaching thing. That's what we're all about, is helping other people. And by doing this, it's going to naturally lead to inviting them to be a challenger, to be a coach, to join you in this journey. It's very important to keep in mind to not overthink the process. It does not have to be difficult. We put too much stress on ourselves when it comes to this part of coaching and this aspect of growing our business. It just needs to be kept simple. It's conversational. It's just talking to someone about what it is that you're doing, the impact it's had on you, and what it could do for them. I feel like the name inviting is a little bit deceptive because it's not like you're inviting them to a party. It's not a formal invitation. It doesn't always look the same. Inviting can be very different from client to client, from person to person, from coach to coach. But inviting is always talking and having a conversation with someone. There's 4 things that we just want you to keep in mind while you are doing these invites. The first is to be clear. I feel like we want to not be salesy when we do this. And a lot of time that leads us to beating around the bush and not being very clear or direct about what it is that we are inviting them to. So keep in mind to keep it clear. As simple as, I want you to join my next challenge group. I have Clean Week coming up next week. I want you to be a part of it. Just be very direct about that. Tell them you are inviting them to join you in this group. Don't beat around the bush. Just be clear and direct. The second thing is to keep it conversational. It doesn't have to be a script that you memorize. In fact, we don't want you to memorize a script. They're great for some guidelines to give you an idea of how to do this, but don't memorize it. That would be very salesy. Just having a conversation with someone and bringing it up in conversation is a great way to invite, as long as it's kept natural. The invite will work its way into that conversation. It is perfectly normal to be nervous. I still get nervous when I'm asking someone to invite because you're being vulnerable and putting yourself out there to ask them to join you. It does get easier with time, but it's putting you outside of your comfort zone, and it is something that you have to force yourself to do, okay? It does take a few conversations to get that message across and to build that rapport for the invitation, usually like 6 to 8 conversations. So don't expect it to be the first thing that you say to someone, because that comes off very salesy. If you message them, hey Melissa, thanks for your like on my picture. I got a challenge group, you wanna join? Well, you haven't asked them anything about themselves. You don't know anything about them, about their journey, where they are. Make sure it's a natural conversation. Number 3 is to lower the pressure. Take that pressure off yourself. Don't sit there and tense up about having to invite all of these people to these groups and freak out about it. All you're doing is sharing. You're sharing your story, you're sharing your experiences, and you are sharing what it can do for them. So once you've shared what it's done for you, keep the focus on them and what they can do. Okay, they're making a decision to change something about their lifestyle. Keep the focus of the conversation on that and keep the invitation as to how it can support that change in their lifestyle. And number 4, as I like to call it, is rinse and repeat, just like the shampoo bottle. You are going to have to come back to that conversation as necessary. Sometimes people are not ready to hear and to accept that invitation the first time that you offer it, or the second time, or the third time. Just stay consistent in what you're doing. Keep posting on social media. Keep sharing your story. Keep sharing what you are doing, and revisit that conversation. Go back a month or 2 later. Make a note as you're tracking. Track who you have spoken to and what their answer was and their reason. It could be something as simple as, school is starting, the kids are really busy, I just don't have time right now. It could be, it's the holidays, money is tight, it's just not the time right now. A no is always a not right now, and go back to that conversation. Okay, get a feel for that person, maintain those conversations, go back and invite. go back and invite. It may take time. For me personally, it took quite a few invites for me to be ready to join my first challenge group. I didn't hear the invitation the first couple of times because I wasn't ready. That didn't mean my coach stopped inviting me. She kept coming back to my conversation and kept touching base with me so that when I was ready, I heard her invitation and I was ready to accept. Keep in mind that this month's conversations may not lead to sales right away. Okay, it may lead to sales a month down the road or 6 months down the road. But those conversations are there so that you can revisit. It doesn't always happen instantly. It's okay. There is a fantastic and hilarious video from Caleb Thomas. I'm gonna link it, I think it's above when I post this. I'm gonna link it. I want you to check it out. It's under 5 minutes. It's very funny, but it's all about the fear of inviting and how to step out of your comfort zone and get over that fear so that you can effectively invite challengers and coaches to join you on their fitness journey. Have a wonderful day, and remember to keep those conversations open, keep them natural, and keep those invites from the heart. Have a great one.